managed to work our way around to north-south. We said if we have one hand in and one hand out, for me, or in this kind of case, I have two hands in, so all I'm going to do is just decide that my arm is trapped, I pull my hand inside, scoop the elbow off the mat. And then what we do is we start to look to the opposite side, take our knees off the floor, pummel our hand inside, and then we can control the elbows and control the hips. So our first technique from here is going to be the same setup as Tuesday. So I'm going to bring the elbow across the body, and then I'm going to take a figure four grip. Once I get the figure four grip, I want to get my left peg connected to his left shoulder blade here. Alright, I want to get his top shoulder past his bottom shoulder just so we have control. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to switch to the figure four seatbelt. My right knee goes behind his shoulder, and then what I'm going to do is lean my weight to my right side to make my left leg light. We put our heel into his hip pocket, keep our chest lined up with his back, and we fall to our left side to throw in our hook. So a bonus on this one is when we're taking the back, if you can, instead of just going into like, or throwing in regular hooks, when I go to my left side, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and look to throw my right leg over his arm so he can go into arm traps. Alright, so again, so two hands are caught inside, so knees off the floor, pummel one hand inside, bring the elbow across the body, circle to the opposite side, pummel inside, bring the elbow across, and then we pick a side that we want to take the back from. So from here, I'm going to look to go to a figure four, bring him up on his side, get my chest behind the shoulder blade. We then switch to a figure four seatbelt. Right knee goes behind the shoulder, lean your weight to your right side, make your left leg light, heel goes into the hip pocket, keep your chest connected to his back, fall to our left side, and we look to go arm trap. Alright, so chair sit back take, it's a fundamental back take, but something you should definitely have in your game, and look for it. So it's like kind of a low risk and kind of high reward when you go for it, right? So let's say that we managed to bring, say, Luke on his side, I get the figure four, chest behind his back. I give, depending on his head position, like say you can loop your elbow around and then get that figure four seatbelt. If his head is kind of like glued to the floor and you find that you just can't loop your elbow around, it's really important to keep like chest to back connection. So if you keep this kind of pressure and this connection, it should be hard for Luke to get his back to the floor. So he's kind of limited to two main options. One, stay here with his back exposed, or two, start to go up on his knees. He builds up on his knees, and then we can start to throw in hooks from here, all right? But let's say that when we have this Kimura grip, his head is on the floor and I just can't loop my elbow around. All we're going to do is just punch our hand in kind of behind his ear and kind of going in through his neck. So you kind of keep your head on the floor, so I can't loop it, just punch the hand through here. All right, we're always keeping that chest to back connection, all right? Knee goes behind the shoulder, shift your weight to your right side because you want your left leg light. If my head's in the center, my weight is kind of even, so it's going to be easier for me to use my left leg if I move my weight over to the right hand side. So let's just work on those couple of details for another 2 minutes, and then we'll move on to the next one. So 3, 2, 1. Just doing the next piece, so just a different way of taking the back. So when we manage to get our seat belt, or we bring up onto the side, we get our seat belt, so regular seat belt or figure four seat belt. Sometimes when you're in this position, training partner can keep their elbow connected to their knee. So there's obviously different ways we can separate the elbow and knee, but sometimes it can be hard, right? So what we're going to do is, if we find we're having no success getting in our hook, I'm just going to, instead of attacking his back when he's on his side, I'm going to sit him back to his left side here, and I'm just going to push him forward here. So we have a couple of different options. So you want to go into a half kneeling position, keeping the shoulders over the hips, and if the foot that I'm standing up on, I can throw in a hook here and fall to that side. All right, that's best case scenario. You get your hooks in and you're able to attack from there. But someone that's kind of wise to this and they're kind of keeping their elbows tight, you just can't throw in hooks. What we're going to do is we're going to set trap. So normally, because we have a figure four here and we have this hand trap, we're going to set a trap on his right side. So what we do is, if you kind of keep your hands on my choke hand, I just basically move him to this side and get him to post. Once he posts, I put my knee behind his elbow, I throw my right leg in, fall to my left side, and now we're here ready to start attacking the crucifix. Alright, so do that again. Just start from the north side, sorry. Here, bringing him up onto his side. We get our chest to back connection, figure 4 grip. Not able to get in the hook, so basically I'm just going to get him over to his left side, and I put his shoulders in front of his hips here. Or I'm in a half kneeling position, so I'm going to like do a little dummy, so I'm just going to like threaten to put him down on his right side. So if he doesn't post, we get good positions here where we can start taking the back. But 9 times out of 10, when you move someone to one side, they're going to post, whether it's an elbow post or a hand post. Knee goes behind the elbow, right leg goes over, fall to our left side, and now we can start tackling in the crucifix. Let's say we have the arm trapped here for the crucifix. Figure 4 seatbelt is going to be good. If we're looking for like kind of like a rear naked choke in this position, what you can do is you can put your choking hand on top. So normally when you take the back, it's always choking hand on bottom because they're going to hand fight, but because we have both hands trapped, we can actually put our choking hand on top. And this makes it easier for catching the neck for, like, say, rear naked chokes when, say, Luke bridges. So if he tries to bridge into me and put my shoulder on the mat, it allows me to catch his neck. Or maybe I lift him up and try catch the neck, but just makes it a little bit easier. All right, so in general, our knees should be facing the sky when we're controlling the crucifix. If our knees start to turn towards our training partner, it's easy for him to lock his hands, turn, free his elbow, and so on. So we want to try to keep our knees up towards the sky. All right, so just a little tip. I'm just going to go from choking hand on bottom to choking hand on top, and say we're just going to work the two kind of entries into the rear naked choke. So whether he bridges and tries to put my shoulder on the mat, this is a good time for me to catch the neck and finish from here. Or what I can do is with the seat belt, I can pull Luke up towards me and then catch the neck from here. All right, so we're going to go with a one-handed finish. So I'm going to try walk my elbow as far as I can towards his chin. So I lift and then walk my hand. Lift, walk my hand. Chin goes over my pinky, and I rotate my right elbow back towards my right shoulder while I drive my shoulder into his head to make him do a chin tuck here to get the finish. All right, so we'll just do it one last time. So this time Luke bridges into me, so he bridges and I catch the neck. He drops back down. So we're going to walk our hand across and lift our elbow. Once we lift our elbow, we put our chin on our pinky. I drive my shoulder into the back of his head to put his chin on his chest, and I rotate my right elbow back to my right shoulder to get the finish. All right, so 3, 2, 1. We're going to start with the seat belt, figure 4 seat belt, whichever you prefer. Chest connected to the back. Remember, we have the top shoulder is passing the line of the bottom shoulder, knee past, my right knee goes past his right shoulder, and then we're working from here. So the goal is to try get the back, or, you know, say we've been working, say, Kimuras and arm bars from here as well. So there's a Kimura arm bar, you can switch back to that, or the north-south choke, depending on what you want to work. Luke's obviously going to try counter, try regain guard, try get back to his feet, and so on. So 3, 2, 1.